Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the loop puzzle. This is a game where you have to put the pictures into a loop, such that each one is connected in some way with the pictures on either side. And as I always say, connected in some way, it can be very vague. Just look for, firstly, the description for some examples, and secondly, I've got loads of other videos of this one on my channel, so you can see the sorts of weird and wonderful connections they sometimes go for. Now we've got a cat. I think it's a waving cat, isn't it? As the first picture. I feel like this is something you see in maybe Chinese restaurants. Is it a good luck charm? Not sure. That's an orange belt in karate. I mean, this is some kind of food. It's got rice on the bottom. It could be a Chinese dish, and therefore it's going to go next to the cat. I don't know. That is baseball, and he's out because he hasn't touched home plate before he's been tagged. That is slices of cake. I don't know. Victoria sponge? No, it looks like sort of lemon drizzle cake. That's flight mode. I mean, I guess that's the sort of symbol you see on a plane. So let's put those next to each other. I don't know if they go there. I'm just putting them somewhere to remind myself that they go next to each other, and we can move them later. That's a hashtag or an octothorpe, or it represents number sometimes. I don't know how that connects to anything else. Is there a toilet in there? Is that an outhouse? I mean, maybe it's an outhouse and it goes next to the thing that means out. That, I've got no idea what that is. I mean, it's got a pound coin symbol and the late Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. I think that's meant to be, but it doesn't look very much like an actual note, British note. Maybe it's just a note. That's some kind of dessert, isn't it? So that's going to go next to the cake. Pecan pie, I reckon that probably is, because they look like they could be pecans or walnuts or something. And I know that pecan pie is a popular American dessert. That is probably a litter tray, so that probably goes next to the cat, doesn't it? Ah, yes, let's put that there. If that's an outhouse, then it's basically a human toilet, isn't it? So it'll go next to the litter tray. That's a sport and that's a sport. I mean, you can see we've got 5 lives, so we don't need to get it perfectly right first time. That goes around the waist, and so does a seatbelt. What else can go next to flight mode or a cat? We've got 3 foods. They surely go in a row in some order. I'm going to put that up there because why not? I don't know which of these is likely to go next to it and which of them is likely to go here. Let's put it that way round, because then we can put the note there, because money makes the world go round, and so that's why it's next to a plane, maybe? I don't know. And then we'll put that there, because it's a number, and that's a number of slices. That's very tenuous, but I've seen before with this game, it's not going to be right, but it will give us some useful information, I hope. Okay, so all of the green ones are in the right place. All of the yellow ones, the connections are correct, but they're not in the right place. So these 3 are in a row, but they don't go here. And similarly, these 2 are correct, but they're not here. And these 2 are correct, but they're not here. So what is going to go next to this? I don't know what it is, which makes it very difficult. It looks like, I don't know, breaded fish or breaded chicken or some other breaded thing. Very difficult to know what's going on without knowing some of these pictures. If this represents out or a slide, how does that link to any of these? We know it doesn't link to these 3 because they can't be here, because then the middle one would have been green. Maybe let's just swap these 2 round, because I'm still reckoning that the food goes in a row. That would mean that these 2 have to go in these 2 positions. Let's put them that way around, I don't know why. And then we'll put these 3 in here and see if that is correct. Oh, it's not, but we're clearly a lot closer. So these 5 are all in a row and the middle one is correct. So we just have to swap the order. And then these two, they're just the wrong way around, clearly. So now everything is correct. I don't know why, but luckily the game will tell us. Cats use litter boxes. We worked that out. That is orange chicken. So a beckoning cat statue is commonly seen at a Chinese restaurant. I said that, which often serves orange chicken. I don't know. I didn't recognise orange chicken, fair enough, but we put that next to the cat in the end. That is orange chicken, and that is an orange belt. I suppose maybe I should have worked out that they were the same colour, but that's a little bit tenuous. They're both belts. Yeah, we worked that out. Airplane mode and fasten seatbelt, both used while flying. We worked that out. Pecan pie, I said that. Apparently, I was supposed to know it was pecan pie a la mode, and this is airplane mode. I thought I'd have done ridiculously well to recognise pecan pie. The fact that I was meant to recognise pecan pie a la mode, that is just absolutely ridiculous. How anyone could be expected to work that out, I don't know. Anyway, that's why it goes next to the other mode. It's a dessert, so they go next to each other, and it's a pound cake, apparently. This is a British pound note. Why couldn't they have had a pound coin? Pound notes haven't been used for about 50 years, way before my time. So yeah, I'm British, but I still didn't recognise it. And then that's a pound sign. Okay, maybe I vaguely heard of it under that name, but clearly I didn't remember that at the time. And then it's a hashtag and tagged out. That I did say hashtag and I did say a tag, so I should have worked that out. Maybe I did actually, I can't remember. Anyway, that's tagged out and outhouse. I think I put those next to each other, but I'm not sure I remembered. I worked out why. But anyway, that's an outhouse. That's a toilet for a cat. So we worked that out. So I got bits of it, and it took me 3 guesses. Let's see how other people did. Oh, I'm worse than average. I'm not in, well, not worse than average. I'm not in the most popular group. The most popular group is this 25%. They only lost 1 life. I lost 2 lives. So I did slightly worse. I'm usually in the biggest group, especially if it's only 1 life lost. So yeah, did a little bit worse today. But there were a few tricky ones in there. And yeah, I didn't recognise pecan pie a la mode, and if I didn't even recognise a British pound note, then I basically had no chance on the American ones, did I? If I didn't recognise the British-centric clue. Oh dear. Anyway, we got there in the end. We still had 3 lives left. It was pretty comfortable. Let me know how you got on with this one. That is the loop. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.